Why does your future look so nebulous and hard to decipher? Why are you feeling so lost and without a clue? Why do you feel like you're doing a ton of work but you're never sure you're going in the right direction? Why do you have that feeling you're wasting your time, that time is escaping you, and you're missing the train? Well, the answer is values and priorities. As humans, we get to roam this planet for a short, limited amount of time. We are very well aware of the fact that time is a finite resource and that we have to allocate it wisely. So when we lack direction, we get that unpleasant feeling we are wasting the most precious resource that we have. But how do we find direction? How can we be sure we are aiming in the right direction? The answer is by defining priorities, by making clear and explicit what's important for us, by being intentional when deciding what we want to do with our life. Only by making sure our time is spent on our priorities, we are sure we're going in the right direction. But you cannot set your priorities if you haven't defined what your core values are. So let's talk values for a sec. Everything we do or don't do is determined by the meaning we attach to our actions. As human beings, we must find purpose in what we do. It's hard, if not impossible, for us to commit long-term to anything we deem meaningless. We feel moved, inspired, motivated by doing stuff that resonates with our values. Without values, it's hard to find meaning or purpose in what we do. Okay, but what are values? Values essentially are our core basic beliefs. Values are the pillars on which we ground our life. Values are what defines us as individuals. Well, values are things like justice, integrity, respect, trust, honesty, accountability, health, balance, calm, equity, love, joy, improvement, curiosity, enjoyment, competitiveness, rigor, clear-mindedness. You could think of dozens and dozens of values. There's no ultimate official list out there, so you can create your own if you like. Values are personal. You might share some with others, but it's you that must believe in those values, and they must be important for you in the first place. Defining values might be tricky sometimes, so don't get confused. Success or money are not values. Those are a possible consequence of our actions. Actions are driven by purpose, and purpose is determined by values. Actions only come after values, never before. Okay, so no values, no meaning, no priorities. So pick up yours. Even if there can be many values that resonate with you, I encourage you to pick up 5 max. Let's call them your core values. The best way to choose your values is to think back at places, people, or situations that you recall with happiness, joy, and a sense of fulfillment. What were your feelings then? Which values would describe them best? I personally have dozens of values that vibe with me, but when I made this exercise, I picked up health, balance, joy, curiosity, and clear-mindedness. I use them as a compass when I need to make a decision. Important, don't overthink it. There is always time to adjust course along the way. Pick up 5 values that resonate the most with you in this part of your life. I highly recommend you write them down on a post-it note and stick it somewhere you look at every day. Trust me, it's a great way to remind yourself where you're going when you're feeling lost and overwhelmed. Okay, great, now you have your compass. Let's put it to use. Let's talk priorities. Now that you have your core values defined, prioritize your actions based on them. How? By deliberately choosing to focus on actions that will bring you closer to being a person that incarnates those values. Allocate your time based on them. Make them your real priority. Let's say, for example, one of your core values is health. In that case, your priority should be becoming a healthier person, right? But say you keep on skipping your morning stretching. How do you fix that? Start by asking yourself why. Why do you skip your morning stretching? So you don't have time for that, right? Okay, is there any way you could change that? I don't know, maybe you could watch just 1 episode of your favorite series instead of 2? So you can go to bed earlier, move your alarm 30 minutes, and make time to exercise? It's never about time, really. It's always about priorities. One important point, priorities should be about living our values and not about simply achieving goals. The biggest reason why we feel lost and overwhelmed is because we only focus on objectives and we fail to put ourselves in the equation. We tell ourselves, I want to lose weight, when we should be telling ourselves, I want to become a healthy person instead. Values and priorities apply to all areas of the life, to friendship, relationships, to study, to work. Maybe you're undecided about what studies or which career path you want to pursue. Don't focus too much on the degree, the role, or the job description. Think about the kind of person you want to become. What studies or career would get you closer to being that person? That's how you should evaluate your choices. Focus on your list of values and stick to it. Try and readjust your life so that it is consistent with it. If your life is completely misaligned, it will take time and effort, but that's okay. You'll often feel there is no space in your life for your priorities and you'll surely feel overwhelmed sometimes, but if something really matters to you, you really should make time for it by deliberately getting rid of non-priorities. Sure, there will be times in which you'll have to sacrifice one of your priorities because of unplanned events and emergencies. That happens and that's okay, but those should be just temporary deviations from your roadmap. Every once in a while, it's worth reassessing your situation to see how much you diverged from your plan so you can readjust and recalibrate. Be sure you do that. Sometimes you might find your vocation in unpredictable places. That's precisely what I talk about in this video. You should go and check it out. See you there. Wait. Before you go, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button. It helps this video reach out to more friends. Also, if you find my ideas interesting or maybe also not so interesting, leave a comment and let me know. I do my best and answer all of them. Cheers.